Before I actually start the intro, just let me tell you guys that I can see your chats during the intro. I'm just getting some behind the scenes things of the stream ready, setting up the slow mode because that does not start automatically. I have to set that every time. Doing little behind the scenes things. That's what the song is for, making sure the stream is working. But I can still see your chats. And when I have a particularly inflammatory and out there stream subject, your reactions are always so good. And I couldn't hold in the laugh this time. You guys are very funny. I appreciate you. I will explain the stream subject shortly, but allow me to get back into mode. Where was I? Damn it! All right, third time's a charm. Hold on. We got this. We're good. We're fine. This is a normal stream. Everything's good. Hello there, Site 42 staff and those of you from the greater SCP Foundation community. And welcome to another Coffee Break with Dr. Sherman, a subsidiary of the anomalous broadcast from Site 42. As always, I am Dr. Theron Sherman, Site Director here at Site 42 of the SCP Foundation. And as I have done for the last 11 and a half months, because the daily stream streak must remain strong, I'm here to open my office door to you, the SCP Foundation staff, to answer your burning questions about this dark and mysterious place of employment we call the SCP Foundation. So whether you have questions about the anomalies that we contain, the staff who contain them, the groups of interest who try to stop us from containing them, or hypothetical containment procedures about anomalies that fall outside of the SCP Foundation's purview, perhaps from a different multiverse or pataphysical narrative level, i.e. fandom. Either way, we will be here for the next approximately 1 hour to 90 minutes to discuss those happenings. There, I think that looks a little better. This is a new shirt, so I have to tailor how I'm going to wear it. All right, what is this? Well, it seems like everybody is here. All right, suffice it to say, this is a very discombobulated start of stream, but it seems that everything is working. At least Desk tells me in the back channels things are working. But, okay, let me start with the stream subject. Or no, the housekeeping before the stream subject. Chaos Day. Chaos at the Foundation. So, 100 stars. Congratulations on being the #1 most punctual member of today's Containment Hazard Assessment team, i.e. congratulations on being first chatter. Meanwhile, 369 Destroyer, Kilber, Legendary Doge, Lone Claw, Kitty Fly, Frogman, Amber, Silent Follower, 369 Destroyer, Blue Phantom, Zerdrin, Aflac, Froy, Senior Researcher Alex, America. Everyone who I have just named, thank you for being here punctually, and thank you for being members of Site 42 on YouTube. We appreciate your membership and your service. As well, intern Mata, Essence, Jason, Toaster, Samuel, and Rar Caution. Thank you all for being here, and thank you for being punctual, and thank you for being here today, just for being you. So, what the hell is my stream subject? Site 42 staff, the stream subject of the day is Toby Fox committed war crimes against Latin America. True or false? Spoiler alert, it's false. But it is clickbaity, and it is somewhat pertinent today. So, what the hell am I talking about? If you are on the internet, on the hell site known as Twitter, Honestly, best not to be. Then, intern Zeta. Oh, you're familiar with the controversy, are you? So, oh, Jesus. No, God, I'm already so scattered, and you're saying such smart things. Lucas the intern, you are correct. Toby R. Fox did actually commit a war crime in putting the Red Cross in Chapter 1 of Deltarune, i.e. breaking the Geneva Conventions. So yes, if you wanted to say that Toby Fox did commit a war crime, you could technically say that Toby Fox did break the Geneva Conventions. But that's not what we're talking about! No, there is a Twitter controversy I put in parentheses right now, because Toby Fox put out the listing of scheduled dates for the upcoming Undertale Orchestral Concert Series. And that Undertale Orchestral Concert Series has showings in the United States, Canada, Europe, Asia, and Australia. Notably absent, you might say Africa, and you might say Latin America. Well, I haven't heard any controversy from the African side of things. I have seen much controversy from the Latin American side, especially because there is a very small minority of Latin American fans who are heavily upset that Sir Tobias of Fox's has not released an official Spanish translation of Undertale. Even though it's been 10 years! And obviously, Toby Fox, this very small indie developer, has the power to finance translations to every language, no matter what, and is working with teams to do that. And so, by the way, please, I will get to the donations in a moment after the stream subject, so your patience, please. So first of all, let me point out, to be fair and balanced, TMCR. I'm not yelling at all Spanish-speaking Undertale fans, obviously. Only the ones who have taken this controversy to the point that they are calling Toby Fox racist against Latin Americans. You see, because what this conversation is about is, as is often a part in the SCP Foundation as well, toxic fandom. So there is a reasonable contingent of Undertale Deltarune fans who want a Spanish-speaking translation of that game. I understand that. That makes sense. That's reasonable. I'm sure so many language want different translations of those languages, because right now there are obviously fan dubs of the different games, fan translations, mods. But the only two official translations of Undertale are English and Japanese. Now, this is because Toby Fox only speaks English and Japanese. And for it to be a, quote, official dub, Toby Fox went through the work of getting a team for the Japanese dub and spent an inordinate amount of time overseeing the translation, talking with them to make the jokes proper in Japanese, and changing jokes where he had to because the puns and wordplay did not make sense in English. High key, shout out to the translators of the SCP Foundation who translate English articles into other languages and other articles into English languages. Localization is difficult. There is a lot of cultural context that is lost when translating. And there is a give and take of, okay, we're going to translate this literally, but then they won't get the joke. Or we can not do a perfect translation, and then we can get a joke that has the same vibe for this new audience. It is a difficult thing. In the anime community, they are constantly fighting over localizations and, oh, you gotta watch dubs versus subs. Oh yeah, the dub changed this, and so it's not purely the same as the original, even though a new language would not get the context. And yes, they could learn about the culture and get the context, but now you're talking about hardcore fans learning the context of another culture versus people who want to watch things in their own culture. It's so much to talk about. It really is a lot to talk about. And at the end of the day, all I'm here to say is that, number one, if every game got localized to every language, that would be super cool. I would love that for those games. It would also be hella expensive, and it would take a hell of a lot of work. And probably, when you are an indie dev with a small team working on partnerships with other groups like Toby Fox's, you probably don't get the opportunity to put that much effort into dubbing your old game with a lot of very intricate speech-paced jokes into other languages and get the humor right, and still make the Deltarune game that you are still actively working on and releasing. But One Shot has a bunch of translations, and it is also an indie dude. Intern Samuel, my question for you. Did the creator of One Shot officially sanction and go over all of those translations? Or are they fan translations? Secondarily, I am only minorly familiar with One Shot, but does it have a shit ton of very language-based jokes that need to be translated? Because what I know about One Shot, it is simpler. Small indie dev is pretty generous, and again, he does it for Japanese. It is a first-class client and second-class client situation. Intern Pahe, I don't think it's that generous when you are comparing Tobias Fox here to, like, Nintendo of America, Sony. It's still very indie. This is something that has come up. People are saying, oh, Undertale sold 5 million plus copies. So obviously that means that Toby must have the resources to do this. But the problem is, it's not just money. It's time and team. And remember, Toby did drop a explanation saying, hey guys, this is something we can do in the future. It's just, I'm busy right now with Deltarune. And so, yes, this is something we can discuss. I can find alternative teams since this hasn't worked out with the team I'm working on. The other thing is that Toby is not saying it's never going to happen. Toby is just saying, hey, I can't do this myself right now. And so, yes, I would imagine Toby did the 2 languages he speaks, and then going down the line, it would be a more intensive project, which would be easier after releasing the other game he's working on. Why are people so angered by success? Like, why does being an indie dev mean to some people you have to be bankrupt? There is a, what's the phrase I'm looking for? Well, when you reach success, people expect you have more power than them, and they don't know in what capacity because they don't have that power. And so they assume you have more ability than you do. This is true of everyone. It does not matter how much power you get. You are still a human being, and there are limitations at the end of the day. And so people see someone with far more resources, and they do have more power. Don't get me wrong. But it's a question of time. Time is the biggest one. There's only 24 hours in a day. It doesn't matter how rich you are. Yes, you can allot resources to get other people to do work for you. But if you are a perfectionist, an artist, and you like to have your hands in everything, that will limit what you can accomplish because your time is limited. I'm bouncing back and forth between so many chats right now. I just got to get my head on straight to keep this stream subject somewhat cohesive. Also, he dropped a letter to Latin American fans in full English. I see his side, but he set himself up for controversy. Well, intern Pahe, he only had two choices there. He could either write his response in English and then throw it through Google Translate, or he could drop it in English. And I feel like there's the possibility the Google Translate option would be seen as insensitive as well, in the same way that just throwing the script of Undertale into a auto translator would be seen as lower quality than doing something himself. Do you know what I mean? It's the same problem. Intern Wave Summers, welcome to Site 42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. Is this also the reason why Homestuck has no translations? Well, intern Samuel, again, I'm only tertiarily knowledgeable of Homestuck, but I would imagine that that is a very vast project. Therefore, my belief is that it's probably a lot to translate. And the more Herculean the task, the more time intensive it will be. Plus, in his apology, he entirely endorsed fan translations. Of course, he also is not, what's the phrase I'm looking for? He's not poo-pooing anybody. There are some people who are saying that he would, like, sue other people who translated it, which he actively doesn't. I do not know how Moist Critical and other streamers do this. Have a cohesive stream subject where they interact with the chat and take questions and answers. This is complicated stuff. This situation is pissing me off. I'm the original Star Walker. Very nice, Lucas the intern. Why would he sue someone for a fan translation? Intern Virgil, some people might think that he was being very defensive of his copyright. Which, you know, there are some creators who are. I do not think Tobias M. Fox is. Or is it Tobias R. Fox? I saw someone use R as the middle initial. I don't know the joke there. Again, I'm just saying this from the outside, and you gotta remember, at the end of the day, every artist, every creator, every musician, every actor, no matter how much power they accrue, they are still only one person. And from this side of the fence, I'm only talking to about 120 y'all right now. It's a lot to keep up with. When you are on the scale that Toby Fox or Chapel Roan or all these celebrities are on, just remember that no matter how much financial power, fandom capital they have, they are still a single human being with 24 hours in the day and only one human mind to intake all of this information that's being thrown at them. The fact that there's a huge contingent of the fandom calling him a huge racist now is probably rather stressful. I know it would give me a lot of stress to deal with. I sympathize. And bringing this back to the SCP community, it has taken its toll on SCP authors in the past, to the point where SCP authors have left the community because the way SCP fans treated them. And when you're an SCP author, trust me, you might be a celebrity in that you have fans of your writing, but you are not a celebrity in that you have money or power. You are still a glorified fan fiction author on the internet. And that means that the moral of this story is, number one, before you react to anything on the internet regarding creators, fandom, stuff like that, take a breath. Think about it from the other perspective. Think about what you're going to say. And I highly recommend Don't say something to someone on the internet you wouldn't say in person. Don't say something on the internet that would get you punched in the face if you were in person. Because on the other side of that screen is still a human being. And they deserve to be treated like a human being as well. Well, that was a very fragmented and hard to keep up with segment, I admit. But I hope we all somewhat get the point of what I'm saying here. Toby is fun. The big thing he went about it. The big thing is he went about it in a poor way. South America already has to deal with being second class to creators, and the nothing I can do, I won't do it for you message resonated badly. Well, okay, so here's the thing, intern Pahe. I don't think he said nothing I can do / I won't do it for you. Because he did say, I am looking into alternative ways to do this in the future. That's also being lost, although it could literally be lost in translation. So I don't fault the fans for that. Okay. We've done our best to have a laugh about the absurd situation Sir Tobias of Foxes has found himself in. I do hope the best for everybody involved, because I want the Spanish-speaking fans to have an official translation. I want all languages to have official translations. That would be nice. It's hard to get a lot of resources to do that much, but the more the better at this rate. Furthermore, I hope that, what the hell? Do you like prawn cocktail crisps? What is happening in my containment hazard assessment team today? Okay. So, we have reached the end of this subject. I am now going to jump into the super chats and the donations I have missed thus far, and then we will have general Q&A for the remainder of stream. Ay, caramba, what a day. Scarlett, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself a waffle on your way past the commissary. This is currently muted because I have to be quiet, but anyways, greetings, Dr. Sherman. I'm probably going to vanish for an unknown amount of time again. Bye. Well, I hope you're having a good day, Scarlett. Intern Belippity, welcome to Site 42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. Aflac, thank you for your 9 months as a level 1 researcher here at Site 42. We appreciate your membership and your service. Dr. Sherman, can we help? It's the Snyders. Why is it always the Snyders? All right, lock down that wing and we will get the flamethrowers active. America, thank you for your 8 months as a mobile task force captain here at Site 42. We appreciate your membership and your service. Thought I'd radio in. Shit hit the fan. So I'm surrounded by a bunch of very pissed off Keter class anomalies. Help would be nice. That sounds exhausting. I do hope you get out of that situation okay. Watch out for those Snyders. Which, in case you are unfamiliar with this containment hazard assessment team, the Snyders are an invented snake and spider hybrid from one of our chat members that causes problems around the site from time to time. Intern Zero, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself a coffee on your way past the commissary. I can use one too. Sheesh. I just fucking walked into, technically Toby Fox did war crimes. What the hell, Sherman? Hey, I didn't write the Geneva Conventions. And you know, I mean, we don't judge at the SCP Foundation. We breach the Geneva Conventions and do war crimes all the time. I wouldn't fault Tobias Fox for that. Seek, intern Seek, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself some pancakes on your way past the commissary. And you did not send a message with your donation, so simply thank you for your generosity. Intern Morgan, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself some Pop Rocks on your way past the commissary. Dr. Sherman, SCP-682 breached again. Well, that is Site 19's problem today. Okay, Site 19 can handle it. Is Site 42 officially connected with the SCP Foundation? Well, Intern Virgil, first and foremost, Site 42 is a site of the SCP Foundation. Now, secondarily, if you're asking if we are part of the SCP Wiki, no, we are an unofficial site because the SCP Wiki does not endorse content creators in any way, shape, or form. I am an SCP author, and I do have a junior staff position on the Wiki that is only so that I can talk to staff and get in contact directly in case I'm talking to some other company or filmmaking team who needs to ask a question of staff. So I'm kind of like a content creator liaison. But no, Site 42 is not officially endorsed by the SCP Foundation Wiki. Silent Follower, thank you for your first donation of today's stream, as well as being a member. Grab yourself some Calming Jasmine tea on your way past the commissary. Professional multitasker, lol. I'm doing my best. It's a lot. Zero, welcome to Level 1 Researchership here at Site 42. We appreciate your newly minted membership and service. Congratulations on your promotion. 369 Destroyer, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. As well as being a member, grab yourself some Cheetos on your way past the commissary. I suspect Dr. Sherman has an anti-mimetic ability to make people forget about the times he drops pens by saying, "You saw nothing." Well, to test that, I would have to drop my pen, which I never have. Therefore, I'm sorry, I guess we just haven't tested this yet, but maybe it'll come up in the future. I wasn't even aware he streams. Intern Meeman. We've been streaming for 11 and a half months daily. The algorithm has been so cruel to you that you have missed 11 and a half months of daily streams. But we're so glad you made it here now. Dr. Sherman, do you like oatmeal cookies? I do enjoy an oatmeal raisin cookie. People hate on the oatmeal raisin, they're wrong. They're delightful. Da, 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 da. Oh shit, junior researcher Sally is here. Welcome to the Toby Fox Did War Crimes stream. This is when you make it. What a crazy random happenstance for you. Intern Gilbert, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself some shrimp cocktail on your way past the commissary. Hey, I'm currently downing some Everclear mixture, but what's the difference between a Horcrux and Dr. Elias Shaw style immortality? I'm curious. Okay, so first of all, you better be off duty if you are drinking an Everclear mixture. No drinking on the job unless you're part of the SCP-5320 team. They are allowed to get drunk at work. It's part of the benefits of working with our long boy, the longest fish. Ever shall we find the fin, the head, and the tail. Furthermore, so Dr. Elias Shaw's, now, the way you've said this makes me have to talk about something, Bruno, for a second. So let's just have the disclaimer. A reminder that Dr. Elias Shaw is a replacement for Dr. Bright. Dr. Bright is not allowed to be talked about at Site 42 outside of the context of we don't talk about Dr. Bright because the character has been summarily removed from the SCP Wiki because of the actions of the author who used Dr. Bright as a self-insert the egregious allegations of pedo stuff and just grooming all over, and how that played into the character also being a pedo groomer, which is why Dr. Bright is no longer talked about on the wiki at all. But because the character was so popular, because a lot of people didn't know about that gross stuff, people wrote Dr. Bright into so many stories as an iconic character. Desk is sharing in the chat. For those of you who didn't know about this story, I have a video on the channel called The Last Death of Dr. Jack Bright. Desk is linking it in the chat, and that is available for you to get a quick summary from me on the whole scenario, with links in the description to a deeper dive of the evidence from friend of the channel, Dr. Sumerian. Suffice it to say, because Dr. Bright had been written into so many stories and was actively being removed from the SCP Wiki due to all of these frickin' grossnesses, a lot of stories on the Wiki would have been nonsensical without Dr. Bright. So they replaced Dr. Bright with another immortal character, actually two immortal characters. You'll hear the name Dr. Elias Shaw or the name Dr. Lachlan Cairns. That is two replacement characters for Dr. Bright. But the thing is, many people don't know this. The Dr. Bright amulet was part of the whole grooming scenario. Literally, the author of Dr. Bright would send people replicas of the Bright pendant and have them wear it while taking provocative photos, because it was part of a, quote, possession kink, allegedly. So even having the amulet involved makes it part of the scenario that we're trying to get off the damn site. So, with that in mind, when Dr. Shaw and Cairns were invented, they could not use the amulet as part of the gimmick because that was part of the grooming. Allegedly. And when I say allegedly, I mean alleged grooming because I am on a public platform and I have to say that for that. But the accuser said it was part of the thing. That being said, for your question, finally, Shane Gilbert, if you were talking about Horcruxes and Dr. Bright, then there would be no difference. It is a Horcrux, it's done. But for both Dr. Elias Shaw and for Dr. Lachlan Cairns, they got rid of the Horcrux element. Instead, in both of their cases, what I believe it is somehow upon death, their spirit zooms to the nearest viable body. For Dr. Shaw, it takes over living people. And you can tell who is currently Dr. Shaw because their eyes turn heterochromatic, meaning two different eye colors. But if it's Dr. Cairns, then Dr. Cairns can only viably take over newly dead bodies. And so no amulet at all. It is just spirit shifting. Therefore, it's not a Horcrux for the new characters. Okay. Now that I have gotten through the disclaimer and the Bruno Bright talk, remember, if we say we don't talk about Bruno, that is code for we don't talk about Dr. Bright, because Bruno and Bright both start with the letters BR. And we don't talk about Bruno is interesting. You're right, Prazion, I forgot about the eye coin. But suffice it to say, you can look into Dr. Shaw and Dr. Cairns on your own time. I, who was already kind of befuddled having tried to deal with the war crime Toby Fox talk, and then had to get into this Dr. Bright question, I am feeling somewhat a little verklempt. And so we are all going to take just a moment to enjoy the company of a very adorable puppy of interest 42.
Puppy palate cleanser.
Hello, puppy of interest 42, in your adorable gay sweater.
It's a t-shirt.
It's a gay t-shirt. But Charlie, the puppy of interest 42, Just got back from an outside mission and is very adorable. Intern Omega, for the relevance of Toby Fox, please go back to the beginning of stream. The Toby Fox talk was the stream subject. It is the first 15 to 20 minutes of stream. Okay. Here you go, Puppy of Interest 42. A present, a treat from the Containment Hazard Assessment team, who loves you very, very much, you sweetie pumpkin. Intern Grandest, Toby Fox did not have anything to do with the most recent conversation. It was a different subject entirely. Oh, by the way, I'm instituting a fun rule. This last Fan Art Friday, we got what I believe to be the first fan art of Puppy of Interest 42, codenamed Charlie. It was a goddamn adorable. But I did want to note something very interesting for you guys. You see, when we found Puppy of Interest 42 out in the streets, abandoned on Christmas Eve, the saddest tragedy I could ever hear about, one of the reasons we believe she was dumped, because again, we found her on the street, so we don't know where she came from or why. But she did have extremely cloudy eyes. We do believe that Puppy of Interest 42 was dumped because of this inherently poor vision. It turns out that her left eye is completely blind, birth defect, and then her other eye is like 75% vision or something like that. So she can still see out of her right eye, but not out of her left eye, unfortunately. But what that does mean for us is that Puppy of Interest 42, although we can't do this for her in real life because of sanitary efforts, customization, did you know you could be drawing the sweetest pumpkin, Puppy of Interest 42, codenamed Charlie, with a cool pirate eye patch? Because I'm just saying, left eye patch, pirate puppy, seems pretty cool to me. I'm just saying, you have this option. Because I will be imagining Puppy of Interest 42, codenamed Charlie, with an adorable eye patch from now on. Dr. Lovelace, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as being a member. Grab yourself a quiche on your way past the commissary. We need more non-problematic, silly Immortal Foundation researchers. Ooh, ooh. Well, there is, of course, you. Suffice it to say, Dr. Vera Lovelace, the mallow entity that is an SCP, is an annoyingly chipper and giggly immortal SCP researcher. Furthermore, reminder that if you need a more violent chaos agent as an SCP researcher to replace Bruno, you could always use a Dr. Alto Clef. Clef is a Reddit troll, violent, nicknamed Lucifer for a reason. Kilber, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as being a member. Grab yourself a froyo on your way past the commissary. Hey doctor, I tried to tap into the book Anomaly's thoughts. I do not suggest that it was just screaming in a red gate. Can I have 999 time, please? That does sound awful. Please have some 999 time on me. Clef also has a horrible fashion sense. Say psych right now, intern T Rose. I'm sorry, are you looking at me right now saying that Clef has horrible fashion sense when we are the Hawaiian shirt bros of the foundation? Say psych right now. Intern Muwini, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself a gyro on your way past the commissary. How do you feel about the original 106 image origins being found? I think that's pretty cool, especially since, as Dr. Man SCP explained on the YouTube channel Dr. Man SCP, remember, Dr. Man, the head administrator of the SCP Wiki itself, has a YouTube channel now. And on that video, they're talking about the origin of the 106 original photo being a painting by someone who worked on numerous movies as an artist. So that's pretty hip. Dr. Clef is fabulous, end of story. Damn right. Nice shirt, Dr. Sherman. Damn right. Where can I buy a shirt like yours? Loving shirt gang here, yes. What branding is this shirt? I just got this shirt, and the tags for it are still in my office. So give me just a second. I will answer that question for you. I just got this as a gift. Dr. Chair, keep them entertained. I am back. Hopefully there was no chaos. Yes, so this is not sponsored, but this particular shirt that I have is a Kahala branded shirt. Kahala. Kahala is the brand name of this Aloha shirt that I got as a gift from one of my students. I need a nice bit of smooth jazz. That is the sweet sounds of Slowgramming by friend of the channel and SCP author Billith. SCP Foundation inspired tunes on Spotify, YouTube, and SoundCloud. Slowgramming, one word. Yes, intern Tambari and desk. I see that we're having a nice little discussion about shirts to wear to the Gaim for when you're trying to do the Foundation Fitness Initiative to be strong like bull so that you can survive containment breaches so you can run very, very fast. And in that case, you would go to the scpstore.org. There you can join the SCP Foundation Fitness Initiative. You don't have to be the fastest researcher, just not the slowest. Available at the scpstore.org. Links in our Site42 support beacon. Intern Gilbert, thank you for donating again to say, why do we have so many anomalies in Indiana? Do we? I am unfamiliar with the amount of anomalies in the state of Indiana, but I would be happy to check the database and find out what I can. If I search the database for Indiana and I narrow it to SCPs, then the state of Indiana is mentioned in approximately 190 documents. Now, that doesn't mean all of these documents are in Indiana, but that means there's a maximum of 190 possible anomalies in the state of Indiana. Now, let's compare that to another state to see if it's outrageous. What about California? California has 468 mentions in SCP documents, so quite a bit more, but it is quite a larger state. What about something on the East Coast like Florida? 304 pages. Virginia. 253 pages. West Virginia. 156 pages. So yes, it seems like it has the average amount of anomalies. Oh, just a quick second. I did realize yesterday, as I was looking at yesterday's stream, someone shared a super chat after stream ended. Or at the very, very last minute. But suffice it to say, intern Nightmare Bonnie's World, thank you for yesterday's last minute donation. I hope you grabbed some cupcakes at the commissary. And you said 682 breached and is now at Gate B. Well, again, that's Site 19's problem. Would you consider Rongo from the Beatles an SCP? Also, if I were to, apply for security, how? Well, to apply to be a security guard at the Foundation, we reach out to you. We look for the best of the best of the best, so be stellar in your field and you will get reached out to. Now, I do not know what the hell you're talking about with a Rongo from the Beatles. I'm going to look at the database and see if I can find anything that explains to me what you might mean by that. Rongo, the Beatles. Well, it does exist. What is the deal with Rongo? Everyone's calling Ringo Rongo. Okay. Seemingly some sort of mimetic entity. Intern Anderson, welcome to Site 42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. Let me search the SCP database, see if there's any mentions of Rongo. Rongo. No, I'm not looking for SCP articles by Mr. Wrong or any entry of the word wrong. Rongo is not mentioned on the SCP database at all, meaning that there is no, is not an SCP. Rave Haven, thank you for your 4 months as a level 1 researcher here at Site 42. We appreciate your membership and your service. Just joined stream. What did Tricky Toby do? Toby is under fire from a vocal minority of the Latin America Undertale fandom for not providing an official translation to Spanish, not having the orchestral concert from the Undertale orchestral concerts go to South America, and for it being very expensive to get merch down there. Now, Toby has apologized and said these are things that are not in his control, so to speak, but people get very attached to fandoms and get a little over-emotional, and so it's having a fun controversy on Twitter right now. Oh, and of course, Toby did break the Geneva Conventions by putting a red cross into Deltarune Chapter 1. So you could say that Toby Fox has done war crimes and be technically correct. The best kind of correct. Anybody remember the Sans fangirls? Listen, it is not that hard to become a Tumblr sexy man. Sans was a shoo-in from the start. Speaking of Twitter, how's SCP Twitter doing? Well, seems to be nothing controversial going on right now, thankfully. I'm glad to be on the outside watching someone else's drama for once. One thing you gotta watch out for in the world is how different regions deal with different dramas. For instance, going back to the nasty subject for one more comment, talking about how we banned Dr. Bright and no one in the English SCP Wiki uses Dr. Bright because of the controversy. A lot of the international branches have ignored and don't care about the controversy and still use Dr. Bright. It's that sort of, well, it's not in my house, so I'm not paying attention to it scenario. Being on SCP Twitter is seeing a lot of people making very twinkified fan art of the SCP doctors, including Bright, all the time, and going, oh, geez. Yeah, I'm just not gonna interact with that. I'm just not gonna. What you call it? A while ago, I saw a small contingent of the Japanese fandom trying to get rid of Bright, finally. But considering the amount of Japanese fan art I see of Bright, it does not seem to have taken yet. Okay, we're not talking about that again. Junior researcher Sally, I guess French branch has the same problem? Yep. Muini, thank you for donating again to say, if it could, what would happen if 055 looked at 096? So, because 055, now, one second, I need to look up something about 055. It has been forever since I actually looked into the Anti-Memetics division, and I'm forgetting a lot of it. How appropriate. But there is no Anti-Memetics division as a series, never addresses what 055 actually is. Correct? Because that being the case, what we know about 055 is that you forget its descriptors. You can't remember it. But 055, 096, I mean, doesn't need to know what it is to know it saw 096's face. Because that activates the homing sense in 096's brain that locks on and tracks. So the only question could be, would 055, would that sensor in 096's brain be turned off, and would 096 forget where 055 is? Because that's the answer to your question. 055, if it can delete that instinct from 096's brain, then it doesn't matter if it sees 096's face. But if 096 can still sense where it is as an instinct without forgetting it, then that means that 096 could find and attack 055. Provided 055 even has eyes. We don't know what it is. Is that why my head is so cloudy? Was I studying 055 earlier? I need another dose of Nestix. Rave Haven, thank you for donating again to say, Dr. Sherman appears in Deltarune Chapter 5, trust me. Well, I mean, I showed up at the end of the Owl House, so wouldn't be shocked at this point. Intern Gilbert, thank you for donating again to say, we should give more love and more lore to Dr. Orre in English branch. Considering I don't know Dr. Orre, I guess we must, because yeah, I'm unfamiliar. Oh, okay, yes, chat doesn't get the joke. Hold on, the Owl House ending. Let me find the image and get it full-sized. So if you look at the ending episode of the Owl House, then they do this group shot of everybody. And if you look in the top right corner of this group shot, one of the characters' future version is a very suspiciously Dr. Sherman-looking character. And so the joke is that I made an appearance in the Owl House. Because that is definitely me. The green shirt, the lab coat. I mean, come on. So, yeah, I don't know who in the animation team of the Owl House is a Site 42 fan, but I salute you. Thank you for including me in the Owl House animation person. Rebel Commander, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as being a member. Grab yourself a banana on your way past the commissary. Can we all just get rid of him? Look what he did. Who are you talking about? $369 Destroyer, thank you for donating again to say. Just saw Dr. Harrison in the halls, but Dr. Harrison was killed by SCP-7992 years ago. Proceed with caution. That sounds terrifying. Let's investigate carefully. It's me, Reagan. Reagan Ridley, no! No, the flashbacks to losing our best SCP-like animated series inside job. Ah! My heartbreak. It's brought back again. No. In case you're unfamiliar, Inside Job was a showrun by Shion Takeuchi, who was one of the people who worked on Gravity Falls with Alex Hirsch. And I think Alex Hirsch produced it or something. But they got 2 seasons that was basically 1 season. And it was such a good show! Why did we not get more Netflix, you bastards? Rebel Commander, you were talking about, oh, okay. Well, we did delete the articles of that, yes. But the echoes in the fandom and those who are ignoring what happened live on. Unfortunately, not even we are powerful enough with amnestics for that. Dr. Sherman, I found another SCP animator. Their name is Marker Muncher. Their animations are really cool. I am unfamiliar with this person. But while I am heading over to YouTube anyways, allow me to, I'm looking at videos. Let's turn off the ambiance and see the video that's called Bam 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 Clef X Shotgun Action. Sorry, Clef Draki or whatever. You've got my interest, Marker Muncher. What? Why? Why that ending? How dare you? Suffice it to say, pretty good. Good job. I'm going to comment. Yes, very good. Very clef. Excellent. Furthermore, someone mentioned it in the stream earlier, but I was talking about something, so I didn't tell you guys yet. But now that I've been reminded about SCP animations, I can also tell you that Don Gendons has also dropped a new SCP animation today. Don Gendons has dropped for us a Hanged King animation. I am a-diggin' the Renaissance artness of this. So yes, if you're not familiar with Don Gendons, another person who dabbles in the SCP animation space, now is your opportunity to go say hello. Now return to me my ambiance. All right, returning to chat. Intern Gilbert, thank you for donating again to say. You should look up Dr. Orre. His file is very funny and he has his own list of things and stuff he's not allowed to do, though he seems only the German branch. Well, let's see if we can read anything from Dr. Orre. I do not speak German, so there's only so much I can do here. Dr. Orre's personnel file. It is in English. Thank you. So, here is our Dr. Orre on the way back from work on on a redacted project. Pseudonym Dr. Orre. Name redacted. Sampling an analysis of materials from anomalous objects and newly developed materials for the Foundation formerly. Recruited in the Foundation after successfully analyzing SCP redacted at his old workplace without any knowledge about what exactly he was analyzing. Since then, showed great commitment to work, was subsequently promoted to level 3 and gained Foundation intern doctorate. Remember, a lot of our people are classified and given education within the Foundation. So, Some would say that our doctorates are worth less because they don't come from accredited universities. I don't care. I'm not seeing a list of things not supposed to do. But suffice it to say, I'm sure with as many international branches of SCP there are a lot of characters and anomalies that I have no idea what's going on. The crime and the pittance of being an English-only speaker and reader. Shame on my heathen self. Rebel Commander, thank you for donating again to say, it should be a rule for all language branches too. Understandable, they are inclined to do as they are independently of what the English branch does. They usually agree on things, but there's sometimes that the different foreign language branches come into disagreements with each other. Zacinator, thank you for, I think, donating again today? Or first time today? First donation of the day, Zacinator. Thank you for your generosity. Grab yourself some of those. Grab yourself a Choco Taco on your way past the commissary. What if we put 343 in a room with SCP-729? That's Jake. Intern Jessica, welcome to Site 42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. Okay. I'm gonna go to that thing's document and I'm gonna see if we tested it with 343. I wouldn't be surprised. So, interview with Dr. Yvain. Forward, that thing was contained, if you can call it that, in Dr. Hessen's purse during the interview, despite multiple pleas to please just put the goddamn thing away. Dr. Yvain interviewing Dr. Hessen. Dr. Yvain speaks first. Dr. Hessen, tell us the means by which you obtained that thing. I mean, it was a little gift that I ordered for myself online. Easter, you know? Nothing odd about its manufacturing? Nope. And yet we scoured the factory where it was made for evidence of satanic rituals. Odd. But yeah, he came in the mail. It was one of the special scented ones. Dear God. I'm sorry I feasted upon your brethren. Let me live, and it'll never happen again, I promise. Just have mercy! What is the nature of your immunity to that thing's effects? Properties? I mean, it's a plushie. I have it right here. Dr. Hessen begins removing it from, oh God, does she think we want that thing anywhere near us? No, get the thing the fuck away from me! Dr. Yvain began to scream as Dr. Hessen almost caused that horrifying cotton-stuffed fuck to get close to breaching. Dr. Yvain was found in the containment of SCP-343 on their knees, crying and speaking what could only be described as a mix of sobs and pleads for forgiveness, while SCP-343 was seen crying and praying as well. End log. So, suffice it to say, yeah, screw that thing. Desk, yes, you may share that link at will. Okay, and I'm currently resettling my stomach after having to deal with that thing again. Alright, I saw a Ko-Fi notification. Let me get that before I forget it exists. Agent Zenith, thank you for your first donation of today's stream, and thank you for making the effort to go through the Ko-Fi, which, as we all know, only takes 3% of your donation, where a YouTube Super Chat takes 30%, so we appreciate the effort of you making the journey to the Ko-Fi. Grab yourself a bratwurst on your way past the commissary. Hey, can I throw 7? Oh, no! Again so soon! Tonight? Just. Into a volcano. Would that solve the issues we have in Site 42 thanks to that fucking thing? I wish the overseers would allow us to decommission that thing. But we do not have orders to be allowed to do so, and we will not betray the Foundation's principles, even in the face of that abomination. Rave Haven, thank you for donating again to say. A little late, but what do you mean you were in the Owl House? Did you not see the photo that I showed? I showed you the photo. It from the ending. Were you here? Did you leave? Come back? How did SCP Charlie, thank you for sending 4 silver stars and some sparkles to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. I am sure the chat enjoys their 4-star rating with fabulousness. Pardon. Ugh. Intern Steam Dreams, thank you for sending a 100 to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. I am sure they will keep it 100 at your urging. Intern Gilbert, thank you for sending a gold coin and sparkles. I'm sure that all that glitters is gold for today's Containment Hazard Assessment team, thanks to you. King Bob, thank you for subscribing to Site 42. Welcome to staff. Gilbert, thank you for donating again to say, hey doctor, I'm back. Anything happened with my book? Nothing new as of yet, but keep an eye on it. Mr. Grayman, thank you for sending a thumbs up to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. I'm sure the positivity will inspire them to do better research. Raccoon Dog, thank you for your 9 months as a level 1 researcher here at Site 42. We appreciate your membership and your service. Hey Doc, just checking in. It's a rough day, man. It's a rough day. Steam Dreams, thank you for sending a silver star and some sparkles to today's Containment Hazard Assessment team. I am sure that now that they have a 5-star rating, they will be extra fabulous. Terragal, welcome to, I guess, renewing your level 1 researchership here at Site 42. We appreciate your newly reminted membership and service. Lucas the Intern, you're saying... Wait. Hey, Dr. Sherman, check the comment you left on Marker Muncher's video. Okay. Bam, bam, bam. Clef shotgun action. Sorry, Clef jockey or whatever. Marker Muncher. Oh, responded very quickly. Thank you so much. Your content actually got me into SCP. Thanks for the support, Site 42 staff / Dr. Sherman. It means a lot. Oh! Hooray! You're quite welcome. say hello to the Site 42 Containment Hazard Assessment Team chat. Because I am actively leaving these comments while I live stream and they say hello. Well, how nice of them. And I'm very glad to get them into the SCP fandom. This is what we're here for, people. We are getting people into SCP so that more SCP stuff is made. Yes! Site 42 fam, we're doing it! We're doing it! Error code. Thank you for your first donation of today's stream. Grab yourself a Danish on your way past the commissary. Update. The lizard is dead. Like it. What is that? Well, I told you the lizard wouldn't be dead. I warned you. And we got Galliang to the full 20 minutes, which is a big dub. You are correct, intern Tombari. That was a big dub. And for our part of it, I'm very proud of you guys, Mobile Task Force Psi-42, codename Signal Boosters. You got me invested in the SCP fan base. I'm happy to do that for you, Rory Brooks. I am so thrilled to be part of the SCP community because it's got all the hallmarks of a cool-ass fandom like Marvel or Star Wars or things, except the content creators can also be the people who are fans, so the mesh between you are enjoying the thing and you're making thing is so much smaller. You can just push your skills to the max and get to be a part of the canon. And that's so fucking cool. There's no other fandom like that out there. And so, yeah, does it mean that the work is a little less polished because it's amateur artists? Sure. But even high quality movies can turn out like absolute garbage. Return of the Skywalker, anyone? Ugh. So yes, when even Star Wars can have giant failures, I rather like the low stakes of the SCP fandom. And if I don't like a single story, I can just move on. Shane Gilbert, welcome to Mobile Task Force Captainship here at Site 42. We appreciate your newly minted membership and your service. Return of the Jedi. You see, Intern Blevin, I like Return of the Jedi, but that's because I was a kid when I saw it. And I like the Ewok dance party, thank you. But it's because I was a kid. I won't lie, I think you are my favorite SCP YouTuber. I did not find it through you, but I understood it through you. I never knew how SCP files were made or how that whole system works. Yeah, for all of SCP YouTube, it is a lot more keeping it in character and just reading off the documents. I do pride myself on being able to explain the community to people in a way that they understand how it functions as a website, as a fandom. I do enjoy that because that does give people a bridge to say, oh, hey, maybe I want to get into it for that fact. Not that I'm the only one, of course, but I'm glad to be one of the few that's doing it that way. Interns Mariachi, Pop-Tart Addicted Maniac, and Wraith Rant. Welcome to Site 42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. Rave Haven, thank you for donating again. My internet crashed, reminded back to see it. Does that mean that you didn't see the photo earlier? I mean, I can just pull that up real quick. Oh no, that's the clef animation. Adorable. Did my nice comment to Marker Muncher not save? Okay, good. No, that's Lucas saying things. Why didn't my comment get saved? I said a nice comment to Marker Muncher and it didn't save. Rude. Let me back out and go back in. Maybe that'll fix it. I'm still remembering to go back to the Owl House picture. I'm just getting distracted. I was having a nice conversation with a fellow SCP content creator and it's not working. All right, please work this time. There we go. That should work. All right, Owl House ending like I just said. Ba-boom. And I scroll all the way down through the photos. So many photos. Okay, no, I saw it. Autocorrect change rewinded to reminded. Lol, that's funny. I'm glad you saw it then. We're good. Now, did the comments stay this time? Okay. Whew. Wild stream. Intern Alloy, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself a fruit salad, yummy, yummy, on your way past the commissary. Where can someone submit a possibly new SCP? So speaking of telling people about how the SCP Wiki works, so what you do is you go to a website, you go to scp-wiki.wiki.com. It's a mouthful. scpwiki.wiki.com. Once you go to that website, scpwiki.wiki.com, you go to the top left corner sidebar, and you see the guide for newcomers, join the site, contribute, frequently asked questions, and Universe Hub. That information will tell you how to join the site and submit SCPs as well as the process for doing so they will successfully survive the community vote and get to stay up. $369 Destroyer, thank you for donating again to say. RLE update. The trap version has been tested and grants about 24 hours of locking an entity in a single place. Plenty of time to make escape impossible for most entities by the time it expires. Very nice. Using it as a temporary stopgap to trap an entity in order to build proper containment around it, or at least proper transport. Very nice. I like the way this is going. Keep up your good research. Grace Rocky, think you are cool, Sherman. You are allowed on Arid. You know, Rocky, I would enjoy to visit Arid and do some research over time. Seems like a pretty cool spot. Also, not SCP, but if you like science fiction, Project Hail Mary, good movie. Very optimistic, feel good in brain. Need some good vibes these days, huh? Mr. Grayman, thank you for sending a floating heart to today's Containment Hazard Assessment team. I'm sure they're feeling the love. Steam Dreams, thank you for sending a gold coin to today's Containment Hazard Assessment team. I'm sure they will flip it and get a heads-up positive landing. Mar35, welcome to Site 42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. Error Code, thank you for donating again to say, my universe's sun started daybreak. Help, please. We don't have a good way to reverse that. You just better you better hope your bunker that you're in has a wormhole generator to get to another universe stat. I have been subbed for 2 years. Well, thank you for that, intern Gunpowder. I hope you've enjoyed your stay. I'm going to watch Project Hail Mary tomorrow. The book was good. I am a few chapters into the book. I decided to see the movie first and then go to the book this time around. Rave Haven, thank you for donating again to say, Director, a small white dog just stole my key card. Bring that annoying dog in. We gotta have some words. Ba-da-da, ba-da-da-da-da, na-na-na-na-na. Oh, you saw nothing. Can I take some food from the Site 42 break room? Intern Ridley, you deserve a snack after what happened to Inside Job. So yes, you can grab yourself a snack from the break room. Rave Haven, thank you for donating again to say, the dog ran over security with a red tyke car. Whatever you do, stop that annoying dog from taking that car to Dr. Gerald. The chaos they will get into together. We cannot allow this to happen. Oh. Therese, intern T-Rose, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, and thank you for making the effort to do so through the Ko-Fi. We appreciate the effort. Grab yourself a bowl of udon on your way past the commissary. Any big plans for April Fools? Also, how does Fan Art Friday work? Sorry, I know you must get this question so often. Hey, I've been streaming every day for 11 and a half months. Repetitive questions, if they bothered me, I wouldn't do this. So no worries there. Fan Art Friday works as Desk is going to drop a link in the chat. The link has the Fan Art Friday rules and the email address with which to submit to Fan Art Friday. If you submit to Fan Art Friday before the weekly deadline, you can be shown on Fan Art Friday, supposing that you follow the rules of Fan Art Friday. Secondarily, any big plans for April Fools? We are the SCP Foundation, a very serious organization. Do you think that SCP researchers are just going to goof off and do funny things because it's the first day of April? What are you talking about? That's poppycock. That is undue shenanigans that would cause a risk of a containment breach. The other day I met a giant skeleton. It was very friendly. Oh, Intern Morales. Was that Ralph the Dapper Skeleton? Ralph the Dapper Skeleton is the best. I'm just saying, of all the anomalies that are wandering around the world that we don't contain, but we just do disinformation, Ralph is the sweetest giant walking skeleton you'll ever meet. Good chap. Rave Haven, thank you for donating again to say, the dog stole SCP-3114's femur. At least it wasn't 6564's femur, because that would cause it to level up to the next stage and cause great chaos within the site. Dr. Sherman, if there is such a thing as an ear-piercing silence, is there such a thing as a blinding darkness? Intern error code. Think about that for a second. Is there a blinding darkness? A darkness in which you can't see? Yes. Clearly there is. That is pretty straightforward, actually. I'm stuck in the second dimension with Cassie, your SCP. Please help me. Well, we need to get you between the bookcases, or the bookends, so we can pull you out of that document, obviously. But we can't let hand-drawn Cassie out. So, we're gonna have to get you onto another piece of paper first. Or we might just have to leave you there. Rave Haven, thank you for donating again to say, Director, the dog absorbed the artifact. Which one? There are many artifacts here. Which one? Java name, welcome, and you will see at the beginning of the stream a very scattershot reason we were talking about this, but it has to do with how fandoms treat creators, essentially. Are you trying to clicker train us, Dr. Sherman? I don't know, Intern Luna. Is it working? How long does stream have left? We are actually 6 minutes past the end of stream. And I think I have reached the end of my zest for the evening. And so, Site 42 staff, I've got to take this to the outro. And as you know, at the end of stream, as always, as a tradition, I tell you guys my favorite SCPs. It's a end of stream tradition around these parts. But, of course, I'm not going to tell you that my favorite SCPs are the ones I personally wrote. That would be cheating. That would be just sheer narcissism. Wouldn't do that to you. But if you want to read the SCPs I personally wrote, you can go to the Sherm Site 42 Hub and SCP, or Site 42 Hub and author page on the SCP database. There you can read the SCPs I personally wrote, as well as contributed voice lines or sound effects to. And while you're on my author page, one tab over from the SCPs, you'll see a list of links. Links that people are often very curious about, but then they just don't get the hint to go check for them. But you guys get hints. You'll find them, I'm sure. And when you do, you'll be able to become a Site 42 Patreon patron or YouTube channel member to support the site monthly. You'll be able to do a Ko-Fi donation or YouTube Super Chat to donate to us one at a time. Either way, we appreciate your direct donations. They are the quickest way to help us keep the lights on here at Site 42. And if you're part of the broke gang and you can't donate, do not fret. We are a arts community. The SCP Foundation is. We understand starving artists. But as you are a member of Mobile Task Force Psi 42, codename Signal Boosters, you are still an honored and valuable member of the community, because when you like, share, subscribe, comment, chat, etc., not just on our stuff, but on the projects we support, the SCP authors and artists on the SCP Wiki, the SCP animators, game devs, filmmakers, merch makers, podcasters, all of it, you are helping us to spread the signal of the SCP Foundation, get more people into making SCP things, because they'll get engagement and revenue from it, and that will get them to make more art, to get better at making art, to stick with the SCP community, because they get the love and the finances there. And that's how we build this train to be big enough to get SCP movies, prestige television series, AAA games. It's all in our future. Marker Muncher, the animator, was inspired to make SCP stuff because of us here at Site 42. That's you guys. It's me, but it's also you guys. Together, we are building a section of the SCP fandom. We're not responsible for SCP being popular, but we are helping. And I appreciate your help to help me, to help you, to help them. Everybody, thank you so much for supporting the cause. And I got some donations while I was doing that section, the outro. Let me get this before I forget they exist. Annoying Dog, thank you for donating through the Ko-Fi. To say, Bark. Get yourself, I guess, a bone from the commissary. And stop stealing our artifacts. Meanwhile, Monster Sec, thank you for your first donation and second donation of today's stream. It's been a while. Hope you've been doing okay. Grab yourself some Doritos on your way past the commissary. Hey, Doctor, I'm out sick right now. Hope stream was good. It was a bit chaotic, but it was fine. We persevered. Steam Dreams, thank you for sending a silver star to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. I am sure they will continue to strive for the Gold Star Award at your urging. Now, without further ado, my favorite SCPs in no particular order are SCP-3999, SCP-3043, SCP-008-J, SCP-Spooky-J, SCP-5031, SCP-5175, SCP-5320, and SCP-8980. Content warning on the last one, it's a bit of a rough read. Speed route. 3999-3043-008-J, Spooky-J, 5031, content warning on the last one, it's a rough read. Monster Sec, thank you for donating again to say, ooh, I love Doritos. You're quite welcome then. Rave Haven, thank you for donating again to say, this has all filled me with determination. That's good. Use that determination for the good of the Foundation. Wait, isn't the SCP Foundation secretive? Why are you breaking the veil? Intern Marsh, you must be waking up from amnestic treatment. So a reminder, we only broadcast to SCP Foundation staff members. We have a deal with Alphabet, Google's parent company who owns YouTube. We only broadcast through secretive algorithmic back channels to SCP Foundation staff members. You cannot see this unless you work for us. That's in the deal. So don't worry about it. And a reminder, if you're late and you don't understand the title of the stream subject, please go to the start of stream where I discuss the stream subject. So, Site-42 staff, this has been another Dr. Sherman's Office Hours, a subsidiary of the anomalous broadcast from Site-42. I hope you had fun. I hope you learned something. Be safe, be well, and as always, secure, contain, protect. I'll see you in the next video or stream. Everything's so still. I think the wind is watching from its northwest windowsill. Looking straight ahead, I feel a bit too far for comfort. Won't you take my hand? I hope this is only the end of the show and we all get leading roles. The doors we close behind, they're never locked and always drafty hands, hearts, and brains are irreparably changed. Many miles down the road, on a night that's dark and stormy, we'll be sold to the sky in a violent flash of light. The credit song is Cameos by Enter the Haggis. This is a strange thing I'm going to do, but just one more time, the moral of today's stream subject, essentially, is please, even though it's the internet where it seemed like things are anonymous and you can say whatever you want without consequence, please consider on how what you are saying affects the people on the other side of the screen. Please try to be kind, especially to content creators and people who you perceive as they have power, because they are still a singular human being and being assaulted by thousands and thousands of people saying negative things to them stacks up on one's soul and makes you feel real, real bad. And if maybe they deserve it, SCP-5004-B, but maybe they don't. So do your best to be kind to people. Be safe, be well, Site-42 staff. And as always, secure, contain, protect.